Pisces, 2025 is going to be a year of dynamic personal change for you. As a matter of fact, this personal change isn't going to last just in 2025. You have an 18-month trajectory ahead of you where you are going to find your authentic self and perhaps uncover or discover your life's purpose and your soul's mission. Everything about 2025 may have a very faded or a very destined element to it, because with the North Node entering your sign in January, you are going to be tasked to follow your North Star. And things are going to get very woo-woo and very spiritual. However, by the time that 2025 is over, you likely will be quite a different person and hopefully feeling a lot more fulfilled in life. All right, so if you want to know more about what 2025 has in store for you, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If this is our first time meeting, welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and sound therapist, and I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So this is the 2025 yearly astro forecast for the sign of Pisces. Now, this is definitely for Pisces rising. However, if you're a Pisces sun, you can definitely watch this video as well. Just make sure that you check out your actual rising sign so that you get the complete picture of what 2025 has in store for you. All right, so speaking of what 2025 has in store for you, as a Pisces, right, you guys are very much in touch with your intuition, your feelings. You guys are the sign that's arguably the most spiritual, right? Because Pisces represents, other worlds, esoteric energy, and all of that stuff, right? And I feel like in 2025, that side of you or that facet of your personality is really going to come to the forefront because, like I said, you have the North Node entering your house, I should say your sign, which is your first house of self. And it will be entering your sign in January, so at the top of the year, and it will remain in your sign until June of 2026. Okay, so this is an 18-month stretch of the North Node in your sign. And this really has a lot to do with getting you to be not just your authentic self, but sort of who you are designed to be. The North Node has this energy of fate, of destiny, of, like I said, following your North Star. And so perhaps this 18-month stretch is really going to be about what even is your North Star, right? Maybe this is going to be a period in your life where you are really figuring out why you're here, what you are here to do, what is your soul's mission, right? And if that's sort of the place where you are, then this is going to be quite the interesting year because, once you get on your spiritual journey, you come to understand that you're here for a purpose. You're not just here existing. You're not just here so that the universe control you. You're here to fulfill a mission that your soul desires, right? And that you kind of contracted to at the beginning of time, right? But that's another video for another day. So uncovering what that is, discovering what that is, it's fun. I will say it's interesting, although it can be a little challenging. So everything about our North Node sort of is outside of our comfort zone. I'm not sure if this is a thing, but it's something that I remember how children's feet grow very rapidly, right? And so you buy a child, like let's say you buy a baby a pair of Jordans, they're going to outgrow them in a couple of months, right? So you kind of buy them a little too big. Or you buy them big so that they can wear them when they're like 1 or 2 years old, right? I'm sorry, I don't know when babies wear shoes or whatever, so don't come for me. But the point I'm trying to make is our North Node is like buying shoes that are too big, that we have to grow into. And so with the North Node being in your first house, this is really going to be a time when you're growing into the person perhaps that you want to be or that you need to be in order to fulfill your soul's mission or your life purpose. So there is this really overarching, very broad energy that you are going to be feeling in 2025. And the thing with the North Node is that it's like the universe is conspiring to get you to where you need to be. That's why it feels so fated. That's why there are so many chance encounters and, situations that seem destined. It can be very magical. And with the North Node in a sign like Pisces, it likely will be very magical. All right. So it's really important, number one, that you follow your intuition. Now, this is general advice across the board for everybody, but with the North Node being in your sign and in your first house of self, your intuition is really going to be driving the car, especially when it comes to like your goals, when it comes to your appearance, your body, like everything, where to go, what to do. Your intuition is really going to be driving the car. So definitely pay attention to it. And also be receptive. Pisces is a sign that is naturally receptive. So I don't necessarily feel like I'm saying something you don't already know, but sometimes you're going to have to do things that maybe don't make sense. Or sometimes things might not make logical sense. Even though you guys are the sign that's very esoteric and sort of the opposite of logic, clearly you have a logical side to you as well. So with the North Node in your sign, following your intuition may feel awkward. It may have you doing things you don't necessarily normally do, right? It may have you making some interesting changes to your appearance or your body. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting 18 months. So therefore, it's going to be an interesting 2025. All right. So it's really important that you be receptive. I would say that is my advice for you for this coming year. Be open and be flexible. You know how the universe works. The universe can have you doing something at the drop of a dime, changing directions, doing something random. That's why you have to be receptive and flexible, because ultimately, when the North Node ends up leaving your sign in June of 2026, you will likely emerge a very different person in a way that's going to make you extremely fulfilled, right? So I love that for you. Now, the other thing that I want to get into with respect to 2025 for you specifically is that there is going to be a heavy emphasis on Aries energy this year. We've got Mercury is going to be going retrograde in Aries. We have Venus, which is going to be going retrograde in Aries this year. The ruler of Aries, Mars, is going to be retrograde this year. Plus Saturn and Neptune are going to be entering Aries this year. So Aries is the hot sign this year. All right. Now for you, Aries is your second house of money. All right. Now I'm going to get more into this in the extended 2025 astral forecast for you, but suffice it to say, money is going to be a hot button topic this year. There's going to be a lot of dynamic energy there. Like I said, there are 3 planets, Mars, Venus, and Mercury, that are going to be retrograde in Aries, or their retrograde cycle will affect the house that Aries covers in your house, in your natal chart, which is, again, your second house of money. So there's going to be times where money may be a little funny. Money may seemingly dry up, especially with Mars going retrograde at the top of the year. You may find that an income stream may dry up or something. It's like the tap is kind of turned off a little bit. Venus going retrograde is going to have a lot to do with kind of assessing your money situation. Of course, Mercury retrograde is just kind of going to put, a monkey wrench in any of your plans or have miscommunication, all of that stuff. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of ups and downs when it comes to your personal finances. But then with Saturn and Neptune entering your house, your second house of money this year, there's going to be a lot of dynamic initiation energy. Okay. And with Saturn specifically, this initiation energy is getting you to start something that could be long term, right? Something that could provide stability in your life. So this may be the year where you get a new job, you start a business, right? Or an income stream finally starts to flow, okay? Now, you'll need to watch the astro forecast throughout the year to know exactly when this is happening, all right? But I believe this Saturn, a lot of this energy is going to begin come March, okay? So March onward is when you're going to start to see quite a bit of activity in your money sector, okay? And so understand that this is happening at the same time that the North Node is in your first house. So how you think about money, right? Because the first house has a lot to do with sort of how we think, our opinions, and our outlook on things. How you think about money may change. How you think about getting money may change, right? Or maybe you just have a deeper sense of what you need to do to make money. You know, with the North Node in your first house and all of this dynamic energy in your second house, I can see some of you like starting a new business that's really in alignment with your North Star. Some of you may be starting spiritually based businesses. Some of you may be going to different jobs, right? Or going on a completely different career trajectory that's really in alignment with who you are. Apart from being receptive, I think the other piece of advice that I have for you for 2025 is to remain in alignment. Really pay attention to what alignment even is for you. And if you find that things veer from that alignment or things just really aren't in alignment, you kind of want to stay away from them, because everything about 2025 is pointing you to your North Star, is getting you to where you need to go. So I love this for you because I believe that 2025 is going to be a very profound and fulfilling year on so many different levels. There's going to be new things to begin that are probably money generating or in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, like work-wise. But then there's also this part of you that will be emerging or even re-emerging that's in alignment with your North Star, and that's going to get you to exactly where you need to be as who you need to be. All right, my loves. So that concludes this video on the 2025 yearly astro forecast for the sign of Pisces. Now, this was meant to give you just a very broad overview of what to expect in the coming year. I wanted to distill it down to the most important information that you needed. Now, if you want to know more, including what your money situation is going to look like, your relationships and love, career, and the rest of the astrology as it pertains to a Pisces for 2025, then you'll definitely want to check out the extended video. All right, I go into all of that stuff. The link is in the description box below, so check it out if you would like. Or if you are a channel member, it is already in the members section. All right, but if this is where you drop off, thank you so much for tuning in. I truly hope that 2025 is a year that really marks the beginning of everything that your heart truly desires and everything that you're truly meant to be. All right, my loves, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.